Hello and welcome back to our channel, where we uncover the most surprising and interesting facts about everyday objects. Today, we're going to explore 10 fascinating facts about objects we use every day, but you probably never knew these facts. Let's start with something we all use every day, toothpaste. Did you know that toothpaste was invented in ancient Egypt around 5000 BC? Back then, people used a mixture of crushed eggshells, bones, and oyster shells to clean their teeth. It wasn't until the 19th century that the toothpaste we know today was created. In 1824, a dentist named Dr. Peabody added soap to toothpaste to give it a smoother texture. Later, fluoride was added to toothpaste to help prevent tooth decay. Next up is the humble zipper. Did you know that the zipper was originally called the clasp locker? It was invented in 1893 by Whitcomb Judson, who marketed it as a convenient replacement for buttons and laces. However, it wasn't until 1923 that the name zipper was coined by the B.F. Goodrich Company, who used them on their rubber boots. Now, let's talk about the ubiquitous ballpoint pen. The ballpoint pen was invented in 1938 by Laszlo Biro, but did you know that the ink used in early ballpoint pens would sometimes leak and smudge? It wasn't until the 1950s that the ink was improved to prevent these issues. This improvement made the ballpoint pen one of the most popular writing instruments in the world. Moving on to something we all use in the morning, the coffee maker. Did you know that the first coffee maker was invented in 1901 by a Frenchman named Louis Bernard Rabaut? His coffee maker used a vacuum process to brew coffee, and it quickly became popular in Europe. But it wasn't until the 1970s that drip coffee makers became popular in the United States, thanks to the Mr. Coffee brand. And now, let's talk about the invention that has revolutionized the way we communicate, the computer mouse. The first computer mouse was invented in 1964 by Douglas Engelbart, but did you know that the first mouse was made of wood? It wasn't until later that plastic and metal were used. The computer mouse has come a long way since then, and it is now an essential part of using a computer. Moving on to something we all use to clean our homes, the vacuum cleaner. Did you know that the first vacuum cleaner was invented in 1901 by Hubert Cecil Booth? Booth's vacuum cleaner used a large horse-drawn carriage to transport the equipment from one location to another. But it wasn't until the 1950s that the upright vacuum cleaner we know today became popular, thanks to brands like Hoover and Eureka. Let's talk about the invention that has made it possible for us to enjoy music on the go, the headphones. The first headphones were invented in 1910 by Nathaniel Baldwin, but did you know that they were initially used by the US Navy during World War I? The Navy needed a way for submarine crews to communicate with each other while underwater, and headphones were the perfect solution. Today, headphones are used for everything from listening to music to taking phone calls, and they come in all shapes and sizes. Now, let's talk about something we use to keep our food fresh, the refrigerator. The first refrigerator was invented in 1805 by Oliver Evans, but it was far from the modern refrigerators we know today. It wasn't until 1913 that the first electric refrigerator was invented by Fred W. Wolf. The first models were expensive and only available to the wealthy, but eventually, refrigerators became a common appliance in households all over the world. Moving on to something that many of us use every day, the smartphone. Did you know that the first smartphone was invented in 1992 by IBM? It was called Simon, and it had a touch screen, email capabilities, and a calendar. However, it was too expensive for most people, and it wasn't until the iPhone was released in 2007 that smartphones became popular among the masses. And finally, let's talk about something that many of us use to navigate the world, the GPS. The first GPS system was invented in the 1970s by the United States Department of Defense, but it wasn't until the 1990s that GPS technology became available to civilians. Today, GPS is used in everything from smartphones to cars, and it has revolutionized the way we navigate and explore the world. And there you have it, 10 surprising facts about everyday objects. Which fact surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fascinating videos like this one. Thanks for watching.